I mean, I had a pre-existing bruise somewhere, but...
Where's the cat?
Couch. I even told them to shut the front door so they wouldn't let him out. They said something about me being... I think they were afraid I was going to hurt them. I don't know why. She was... And then she wouldn't let me go to you because she said, I don't want you to do anything to her. I mean, what the fuck is wrong with them? If there's a suicide out there, why didn't... If the alleged coroner know who the victim was, somebody said it was you.
How could you say it was me?
Yeah. I said security witnessed. And they said somebody gave them a master key. They could come in anytime they wanted to.
No,
they cannot do that. That's not legal. Whoever gave them the master key should get charged. And that police officer should get charged for assault and breaking and entry, forced entry. She didn't even have a warrant or anything. Not even just cause.
Who were you talking to on the phone?
Police.
What did the police say?
She's trying to get a police officer to talk to me at the station. But if you look out, you want to go, you can look out your bedroom window and you can see the police all down there in the ambulances. But she really gave me a...
What, with somebody...
And she even...
Did somebody commit suicide through our balcony?
Not from our balcony, no.
No, they
We
couldn't.
weren't even home.
But when would this happen?
Possibly what next door was complaining about. But nobody jumped. I know he pushed us. Nothing. We weren't even home. When we came home, there was nobody out there.
No. So it happened after we went to bed?
I never been to bed yet. Glad I wasn't in my pajamas. But heck, she really hurt my wrists. I think I've got a bruise here.
No.
I'm bruising. Yeah, she really hurt me.
Why? What'd she do?
She cut me too. She really did.
Hello?
Hello?
Hi, thanks for holding. So I just spoke to one of the officers of the division, but they said that you'll need to speak to like a higher up person, like
Okay.
a sergeant.
Uh-huh.
So he told me to get your information and then let the sergeant know to contact you directly. So is that something you're okay with?
Yeah, but they're not allowed to get a master key and allow themselves in without just cause when I am and am not home, like that police officer did. I've got marks on my left forearm. I even got a torn skin from where she forced herself in my door. She was so concerned about us, my mother, that she forced her way in. She wouldn't let me close my door. She wouldn't let me stay holding my door. She wouldn't even let me close my door so that I could go get my mother, because my mother was in her nightgown and in bed sleeping, which amazes me because she was still sleeping when they went in her room. And the female police officer that assaulted me wouldn't even let me go to my mom while they were in my apartment. And that is not right.
Do you know the name or the badge of the officer?
No, she didn't give me any information. And if it was such a coroner, I mean, how they got through security, I don't know, because they didn't even use the entry code to get to know me. They just came upstairs, forced entry. There's no just cause. They didn't even have a warrant.
Okay.
I'm not a violent person. I don't know why they stopped me from going to my family. I even had to tell them to shut my front door so that my cat would not get out. Nobody should give them a key, a master key, and then to allow themselves in. Whether we're home, in bed, or I'm in my kitchen, they should never come in. It was such a concern about my mom. They knew my mom was through security. They just had to speak to security. If anybody jumped off a balcony, why don't they know what balcony they jumped off of? It wasn't this balcony.
Sorry, I think
I got
they
a
were
cut.
having some trouble figuring out which balcony it was, but what's your name? So
Avril.
I can pass it on to her. How do you
Avril.
spell it?
Avril. And I've got a cut on my right wrist, my forearm, at the exterior, and I've got some bruising. And I don't know what bruises I've got on my left side, but she really was violent. She accused me of being a danger to herself and to one and more other. It's my place. I live here. She was the one with violent. There was another one that put their foot on my door, wouldn't let me close, but she was the most violent. She wouldn't let me go get my mom, who was sleeping. And I said, you cannot disturb her. She's asleep.
What's your last name, Avril?
Bellis, Bellis. Now, my mom has angina. She takes high blood pressure medication, high cholesterol medication. She's allegedly seeing impaired with AMD. She uses canes and walkers, and they wanted to just go in her room, and they wouldn't let me assist them getting her. And if they were wearing any of those camera vests or anything, it's all out there what they've done, and it's not right. And I don't
Okay,
want them
and-
coming back tonight with a master key and letting themselves in. I don't want them
no one's
hurting
gonna
us.
come-
I don't
yeah.
want them hurting us more.
What's your unit number that they entered?
1910, why?
Just so that she can kind of follow up with, whoever it is, or the sergeant can follow up with whoever it is that went to your unit.
It was
You said
about,
you
there
don't
was
know the
about,
badge, right?
yeah, there's more than one. There's about 5 or more of them there. I don't know why they were there, but there was about 5 of them. I didn't know anyone, because when we came home earlier this evening, there was nobody on Absolute Avenue that fell or did anything. There was nothing there. My mom's trans help ride, there was nothing. We didn't know anything about it. We didn't even hear the sirens vary. I had no clue anybody had hurt themselves. But that didn't mean that they had to have a master key and that they could force themselves in and hurt me physically and emotionally and lie that I was a danger to myself and or one more other, that was going to hurt my mom and that I was going to hurt them. It was the other way around. The woman that was the police officer, alleged police officer, got violent. I tried to hold I just didn't want my mom to be woken up and disturbed. We didn't know what was going on. She hurt my right hand, my wrist, my forearm. She hurt my left hand. She forced entry into my apartment. She waved around that she got a master key from somebody that she should never have got. She said that they said they could come in anytime they wanted to, which is a lie. Even my mom is, she's sitting here, she's upset as anything. We can't believe the police forced their way in without just cause. And they wouldn't let me help my mom because they lied that I was going to hurt them and or my mom. I hope that woman that assaulted me, all of them get fired. I don't care how good they were at their jobs before, but I hope they all get fired. And they never make it to getting a police officer candidate pension plan for what they've done. And if I can get them done for assault, I hope I do. They never should have been here, and no police officer under any circumstances should be using a master key of any kind, forcing entry into an apartment of 2 women and a cat, because they're afraid of me. They're afraid I'm going to hurt my mother or someone else. That's a lie. I'm taking antidepressants because I'm the victim of stalkers, harassments, and bullying on and off the internet and earlier, and an acquaintance of mine more than 10 years, Hector, I think his name was, died recently, and my cat is very ill. My doctors actually all witnessed it, all of them.
So I sent a message over to the sergeant. I've given her your phone number and name so that they will be able to give you a phone call.
Okay.
And I've written the details that you were injured and that you had the officers force entry with the master key.
With violence. And they didn't use the master key because I opened up my front door.
Oh,
But
okay.
yeah, they did, but she was waving it around as much as say if I could come in anytime I want to. That's not allowed. It's Canada, there's laws. I'm not a stupid person like they are, treating us like we were trash and that they had the right to come in at any given time. They don't. They needed a warrant. They needed a search warrant at least. They didn't have. And I'll be taking photographs of my injuries. Did I find any more bruises? I've actually got a bump on my arm. It's actually a bump now. I got a slight cut now. My wrist. I got a bump. It's actually
I am
swelling.
really sorry to you and your mom, and somebody will be reaching out to you. Okay.
Okay, and if I'm not home, I hope they never come back.
So they're not coming to your house. They're calling you on the phone.
Yeah, I know, but she said that she could. They said they can come in anytime they want to do anything they wanted.
Well, that's not true, and that No one will be returning, okay?
I hope so, and I hope
Yeah.
whoever gave them a master key, I hope that police officer never comes back and she doesn't get to hurt anybody ever again and lie that it's me that's the danger to herself and one and more other. They were all dangerous to my mother and myself. I can't even sleep. I don't even know what to do. I mean, my arm is swelling up and I've got a bump that I never had before.
Okay. So a sergeant will be reaching out to you at some point tonight, okay?
Oh, tonight?
Yeah, they're just going to give you a phone call just to hear what you have to say.
And how long do you think it'll be? I don't want the
Probably
police coming back at my door forcing their
No,
way
they're not
in.
going to come to your house. They are going to be giving you a phone call, okay?
Can you find out anything before doing that on any report about my that would cause police to come here?
Oh, yeah, I know why they were there, because someone did jump. But I can't
But
give
not
you
off our
details about the
balcony.
person.
But not off our balcony. We've been home the whole time.
But they
There was
didn't
no,
know whose balcony it was. That was what the problem was, why they were canvassing everybody's house. So it was nothing personal to you. I don't want you to feel like
well,
that
it
part
was what they said. It was
personal.
very personal because she wouldn't.
Yeah,
She forced her. She was violent. They were
I
violent,
know.
and they
And
forced
that's why
entry
the
to.
sergeant is going to talk to you about it.
Yeah, but they
because-
forced entry to my mom's bedroom. It's a private space. She was sleeping in her nightgown.
Yeah.
And the police she violently stopped me going to get my mom. And they didn't even let me open her bedroom door. They forced entry even to her bedroom door violently. And I don't want them. Police should never force entry and use a master key. What would they do if I was living in a house and they couldn't get in? Who would give them a master key to a house? They couldn't get in. It's not any different. Condominium, a house. It's not. This is not the first place I've ever lived. I've lived in houses. I've lived in rentals. I've lived in condominiums. I've lived. Police should not, cannot, could not, may not, must not, and need not forced entry just to see that my mom was alive. And then blamed me for being violent when it was them.
Yeah.
And I hope the sergeant looks at all the photos and their videos off their vests if they were filming any of it.
Yeah. Well, again, I am sorry, and someone will be reaching out to you, okay? I just want to confirm your phone number is the one you're calling from, 437-383-5978?
Yeah, they can phone me there.
Yeah.
Do you know what
Okay.
time approximately? Because I have a busy week. And I'm in a lot of
I
pain.
don't know the exact time. If there's any issue, they would for sure leave you a voicemail if you didn't answer, okay?
And I'm going to lock up my front door so that does anyone use that alleged master key, they can't get in? Because they'll have to force the door down because we're not answering it to them because they're not allowed to come in without a warrant.
No problem. That's completely fine.
Okay.
Okay. Try and have a good night.
I don't think I will. So do you think it'll be before morning that they'll be calling?
I think so.
Next hour or so?
Possibly.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to cry now.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you. Bye.
You're welcome. Bye.
I can't believe she actually really was so violent. It was fucking disgusting.
Come on.
I know police were next door, but I didn't know they were canvassing. But canvassing, they don't force entry. Even she said that. I'm vlogging it. I'm social mediaing it. I got a cut here, and I'm swelling here. Even she wanted me to go to the hospital, but I'm like, no, I don't know where else I'm going to be. She even pried my hand off that fucking door, front door. She was fine. And then she stood there when they were going into your bedroom. It hurts here.
She was at the door, but she never came
No, that
in.
wasn't the one. It was there. She wouldn't even let me get into my kitchen and go to my room because of your safety. I got a fucking lying bitch. I hope she's fucking fired. And is she on my social media? I hope she gets screwed over. I hope her supervisor finds out about her and charges her with assault. And doesn't let her even return to work. I hope she gets fired. I don't care how good she was before. You don't do that. Even canvassing. You don't force entry. And she doesn't go around accusing me of going to hurt you. What the hell?
Why would they think that?
What the hell?
Why would they think you're going to hurt me?
I'm the one that called the police about you, Norman, because you wouldn't phone me. You couldn't phone me. You kept phoning yourself for some reason or other when you were away with him in Niagara Falls.
Oh, I couldn't, phone number was wrong. I had the
Yeah,
wrong
so
phone
I
number.
never got the phone calls. I didn't know that, so I called police to go searching for you because I didn't know where you are. I was worried. And I filled out forms and everything. I mean, what? The police didn't even have to be here. They have it on fucking file. They just had to look it up and they could see you.
Even the security knew when
No,
we
we
came
came
in.
on, yeah.
Yeah. Just seen us come in.
They just had to look at security cameras. But
Yeah,
you don't force.
But she was sitting at the desk. She was sitting at the desk
I'm like,
when we
my
came
mom
in.
is sleeping. What is the emergency? She wouldn't even tell me at first she wanted to come in and talk to me. I'm like, no, my mom is sleeping. What is the emergency? Who called you? And then I wanted to shut my door. I said, go get her. And and then when I went to shut the door again, and she pried me off at that, and she was violent. She hurt my arm, and then she said she didn't want to let me go there to help you. I mean, she was, and I got on social media. I'm doing my live stream. I still can't believe it. And I told police why I'm taking antidepressants. It's not my fault.
It's none of their business.
It's none of their business. If someone attempted suicide, you don't treat other people violently.
They had
if they were talking to that person before and were violent, maybe that's why the person attempted suicide. Or did they shove the person over? Who the hell knows?
Stuff like that.
It's ridiculous.
We were sitting at the desk that we spoke to when we came in.
Yeah.
We were fine.
Yeah.
Because I spoke to them saying, it must be cold sitting here in the draft.
Yeah.
You know.
I know. I went to check for mail and everything.
Just.
But even she said she shouldn't have been using a master key at every time. Police should never be entering. And if we don't give them permission to come in, why would they come in? She didn't like me. She had a personal vendetta against me. I don't know why. I've social media'd it. The whole thing. I'm going to look at my bedroom window in a minute.
No, don't.
Yes, I am. See if all the flashing lights and tape is there. Yeah, I'm just blogging it. Let every one of my viewers see it. Oh. I mean, all I wanted to do was my cat litter boxes. They're outside on Absolute Avenue. They're outside the security hut. There's what looks like a truck. But they have it so that nobody can go in or out of the gatehouse. And anyone who has to go to a gatehouse, they have to go around the other side. Via the other side, like Robert here in Ontario. Somebody just went the other way. But there's not any sign of anybody down there. It's just all taped off.
Where? Oh, I'm coming to see.
Careful. Hi, Rudy Noah. Come on.
You don't usually see me in here.
There's like 4 police cars now, and what looks like a truck. And it might not be a truck. That one maybe what was supposedly the coroner. I don't know what it is.
Oh. No, this is down here, eh?
Yeah. Somebody walking by. I wouldn't do that this time of night unless they're maybe walking their dog.
Oh yeah, they've got to walk.
But why the police assaulted me the way they did, I don't know. I wasn't doing anything, and that wasn't in any of our concern, but he wanted to identify you as not the victim. Wanted to make sure you were home safe. But I'm like, even that officer, that's not needed. That was fucking sore what she did to me. That's cover, so when I change my bedding, gonna
From
throw
the
up
mattress cover.
my mattress cover. I'm gonna throw out the ones that's on my bed now, and I'm gonna put that new one on because of my cat. Fuck, she could have broke my arm. I made sure the door was slammed in her face. And then the next phone call I'm going to do is I'm going to phone security and ask who gave them a key and entry because it should never have happened.
Hey, good evening. Could I help you?
My mom was in her bed sleeping in her nightwear, and they wanted to witness that she was home okay because somebody committed suicide, and my mom witnessed it all. And
Okay, so if anything happens, you can give me a call, okay?
I did. Something did happen. I was assaulted. The police officers would not let me close my door and get my mom. They would not even allow me to escort them to get my mom. One officer forced entry. She didn't use the master key, but she would not let me close my front door. She hurt my right wrist forearm. I've got a bump coming up on it. She did not break it. She hurt my right hand, my left hand, that is, my right and my left hand.
Was it a woman that committed suicide?
I don't know. She doesn't know. And
You know what? If the police is here, so I can't stop anyone. But I'm taking care. If something happens, just give me a call, okay?
okay. Well, I'm just letting you know that we don't want disturbed. And I spoke to the police later. I phone called them. They said nobody should be using a master key to get in my place, and that nobody should have assaulted me.
Okay, nobody do that. Yeah.
You know, they already did that. I could end up going to the hospital though while injured because a police officer wouldn't abide by the Canadian laws.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. You can explain everything, whoever come, okay?
Okay. If the police do come back, can you please come with them if you're on duty? Please.
Yes, I'm on the duty. So let me check and then I will come. Okay?
Yeah, but only if the police come, okay? If the police come upstairs to my apartment, please come with them, okay? Don't give them any key, just be with them, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Good night. Oh, the police. I phoned and she said that the sergeant was going to call me back.
Yeah.
I hope they're not coming back to my front door causing trouble. I'm not even going to answer. You
So
heard.
it must have been a woman that jumped.
Yeah, that's what they said. She said she didn't know anything about it.
How could they come in if she didn't know? Because there was a woman sitting at the desk.
That's why I said I don't want them to have a key because I spoke to the police.
Yeah.
And I said I want security to escort be with the police. But I said I'm waiting for a phone call. I'm not waiting for the police to come to my door again. What they're going to do next? Hit me in the head? Because they're stupid
Calm down.
and
Adolf. It's not
unemployable.
good for you.
No,
Not good for you.
One, they need a warrant, a search
Yeah.
warrant, and or a warrant for arrest and have just cause. Two, they cannot do forced entry with and or without a master key. They can't be in at any time. You heard the other communications officer or whatever she was said that. They cannot force entry and being violent. I should not have any marks on me whatsoever, and they did. They cannot prejudge that I was mentally ill without having the detailed information and finding out why. It's just depression. She agreed with that. There was no reason. I should not have been. I should have been able to close my door and got you. The police officer should never put her hand on my countertop and stop me from being able to get to you and my cat. She was violent. And when she got outside my front door, she still wanted to know me that way. I waited and I waited. And I slammed the door shut in their face. I don't care. That's not me being violent. I just don't want anything to do with it. And the door's locked up for the night. Even she said, whether she admits it later or not, they should not have had a master key to get in.
So who gave them the master key?
She said she didn't do it. But I said they better not get another key because the police should not get in at any time. I could get a phone call. But I said to her, I could end up going to the hospital because I'm swelling up. Look at that. It's a big bump coming out. Sore. And this one's sore around here. She was really violent. And they scared of me. I wasn't violent like that. They should never have gone into your bedroom without us. She said they were, the communication officer, whoever said they were canvassing. I'm like, that's not canvassing, forcing entry to see my mother. I wanted to know who the complainant was. Because they should never have done that to me.
So they thought I had jumped through the window here?
And then they went, yeah, and then they were concerned, and then they were concerned about your safety, that I was going to hurt you, with and without them. And instead that police officer hurt me. Oh, come on, Avril. I mean, how did they even know me?
If you're on the internet.
Yeah, and they're stalkers. They're internet trolling. Or one of them that's on my social... And he said he was the alleged coroner.
So there was a guy with him?
As I said, he was the coroner. I don't believe half of it. I think they were just trying to get at me for stalkers.
Why?
Because they have a vendetta. They don't like me. And she was wicked. She was worse than wicked. She was evil.
She says she don't like you. Couldn't she know you?
Prior police reports. Because I reported stalkers. And they don't want to enforce the law. Canada.
They must know who jumped.
Well, it wasn't me. It wasn't you.
No.
But they should have waited to...
It must be somebody around here. Like around it.
Well, the police officer or communication officer said they were canvassing, trying to find out what balcony it was.
Oh, they don't know. Well, of course they wouldn't know if it was this one or the one above or the one below.
Force entry.
But when I spoke to her, she left.
There was a man, but I didn't trust him. I kept trying to get to you and make sure I was watching everything. I have it all on social media, and I hope it gets picked up by other people's social media, virtuals, and the news media. I hope everybody gets it. I hope everybody at the Active Out Center, Mississauga, finds out about it. Holy shit. And they better not come when I'm not home. That was trespassing and breaking and entering. I did not give them my consent. I could have waited outside for you to put on your dressing gown. If I could have woken you up. They could have taken my word for it. Why did they take my word for it? That you were at home sleeping. I mean,
you could have been in bed.
I could have been in bed too. What were they going to do? Open the front door and come in?
They did.
Yeah, but while we're sleeping in our beds, that's trespassing and breaking and entering. We didn't give them consent to come in.
And I mean, whoever was sitting at the desk knew that we walked in.
I know.
We weren't arguing or anything. We just walked in.
Yeah.
And we spoke to her.
Yeah.
I mean, just
if the next door neighbors were ever to show and told the truth, they would have known we were quiet.
Yeah.
And nobody was out on the balcony the whole time.
And I mean, when I spoke to her, I wasn't agitated or anything. I just said, it's
Got a
cold.
fright.
You must be getting the cold sitting there in the draft. And she
yeah,
said,
but when you got woken up by the police and the alleged coroner wanted to see it, confirm, you're like, I mean, they didn't even take their shoes off. And it's COVID-19 SARS. They didn't give a fucking shit about cleanliness or anything. They just wanted to break and enter, force their way in, and be violent and then look at you and then leave. And she wouldn't let me come near my cat or you because she was violent. She didn't want me to be this way and that way and hurt you or my cat or myself. She
But that
should
woman-
be fucking fired.
I mean, whoever that was sitting there would know that we would come in and we weren't arguing or doing anything.
I hope
wrong.
the sergeant doesn't even wait till I get spoken to on the phone. I hope he reprimands, finds out her badge number and her name, and has her, I don't care, 2 weeks notice or whatever. I hope she's gone. And nobody has to be a victim again because she wouldn't do the Canada laws or Canada laws and Canada bylaws and human rights of all kinds, all types, all human rights. She had no right to touch.
Anyway.
She had no right to touch me,
Okay, now you calm
and
down.
they had no
It's
right
not
to
good for
touch you.
They didn't touch me. I was in bed.
She touched me. She had not any right.
Yeah, but they didn't
That was
touch
assault. She assaulted me more than twice.
me. I know she didn't touch me. I was in bed.
I don't even remember where she touched that countertop. We don't know her. We don't know her medical history. I don't care if she has PTSD or whatever. She should never touched me. She should never have touched that front door like that. Nobody should have given her a master key to get in.
Well, whoever you were talking to, they didn't know where they got the master key from. I'll wait around a pale race.
Hmm?
I'm gonna leave here.
Don't say too much. Well.